Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. Today, I'm revisiting a brand that has been missing from the channel for around about a year now. You may remember last year I reviewed a brand called Berny. Now they were super budget, but they really did pack a punch for what they were offering on the market. And a lot of you were quite a fan of their almost Mondaine style homage. Well, this year they have revisited that homage and they've gotten in touch and asked me to review it for them for this upcoming 11/11 sale. I say upcoming, it's live now. So if you wanted to pick these up or one of these up on the sale, then the link is in the description. That's an affiliate link. It will take you straight to Berny's store. This has been sent to me for free by the Berny watch store on Aliexpress. Keep that in mind. However, this is a complete, open and honest review as always. Now this one has some fantastic updates and upgrades in it, but the biggest feature that we have here is a fully loomed dial, and I'm a massive fan of a fully loomed dial. So let's turn this camera around and let's have a look at this watch. So guys, this is the new Berny Mondaine homage. Now you may remember a while ago I had a very similar piece from Berny in for review, and that was also a Mondaine homage. This one, however, has gone the little step further, and I think that they've really perfected this homage in this piece. It is an automatic watch, and it also packs a full loom dial, which really does take this piece to the next level in my opinion. Before we start talking about that, this has been sent to me by the Berny store on Aliexpress. This will be available in their 11/11 sale. So if you wanted to pick one of these up, I always advise that you put it in your basket. Well, first I advise that you go to my link in the description. That's an affiliate link. Pop it in your basket from there and wait for the sale prices to appear, and then I buy it at that point. This one at the moment before sale is £72. This is the AM138M. There's a couple of versions of this and two with a full loom dial. This one I think looked much more classic, and that's why I went for it. In diameter, it is 40.1 millimeters. It is 11.6 millimeters thick. Look to lug comes in a very reasonable 47.2 millimeters, and these lugs are 22 millimeters wide. You can see that this one actually comes on a steel Milanese band. The previous iteration came on a leather band. The leather band was actually really comfortable. I thought that it packed much bigger punch than it should have. However, with this one coming in much more expensive, I do think that they did need to make some upgrades to it. It is packed with a Myota movement. It is the 8215. We all know that I don't really like the 8215. However, this is a slight step up as it is a hacking movement. You see that lollipop second hand there. It is not a screw down crown. It is hand winding, however, which is a bonus. Full stainless steel, 316L stainless steel casing on this piece. We do have some vertical brushing, as you can see there. I am a bigger fan of horizontal brushes on the side of a casing. However, on budget models, you seem to find it much more that it is a vertical brush. Over to the side, you can see that we have a very simple crown. It does have a good level of grip. However, it is not signed, which is a little bit of a letdown for myself. Lugs are also brushed, and we have a circular brushing on the upside of this bezel, which is nice to see. I think that really suits the watch and really flows well with the design. Simple display case back on the back of this one with the usual information around the outer edge. It is a sapphire crystal packed into here, and this casing provides the watch with 50 meters of water resistance. Now, that's not a very big amount of water resistance for this piece. However, it is primarily going to be a more dress style watch, and therefore I don't really think you need more than 50 meters of water resistance. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Is 100 like bare minimum for you, or is 50 suitable for certain watches? I really like the lugs on this piece. They do make a little feature of themselves, and they curve nicely to wrist. They're fully brushed and break the circular brushing on the bezel very nicely with that lineal brushing style. I think that's very nice. Now the real feature to this watch is that loom dial. It is fully loomed, and I will get the lights out shortly for you to see that. We have a very legible dial here. It's very bold. The batons at the hour markers, large black batons. We also have thin batons for the minute track, but they are also very legible. The handset itself, again, a large black handset, and that is very legible also. Very block in style, very square type of design, or very rectangular type of design to each element here. Berny now have a logo, and they have that displayed above the Berny print that is printed to the dial. Down at 6 o'clock we have automatic, which signifies that my auto movement's in the back. The date window over to 3 o'clock for me isn't the best. It's tiny because of that Miyota movement, and when you really step towards the 40mm watches, that date window on a Miyota 8215 movement really does look a little bit out of place, I think. The real splash of colour on this dial comes from the second hand, which is taken away nicely there. As you can see, it doesn't really reach completely over to the batons themselves. I do think that it could have been a little bit longer myself. The lollipop second hand is a really nice feature, but I do think that it is poorly sized to this dial, whereas the handset, the hour and minute hands, are really well sized to the dial. Maybe a little bit longer on the hour hand, but the minute hand is pretty much perfect for myself. Right, let me get the lights out and let's see how well this dial is loomed. Okay, now that lume is actually pretty impressive. Obviously you have the usual patchiness that you get on a lume dial, however, that's fantastic. I think they've really nailed it with that. And obviously if you are going for a lume dial watch, or you're going for this type of style, I don't think you can ask for much more. Even by Aliexpress standards, this blows them out of the water. Now it's obviously not an original lume design, it is just a printed dial. So I would give this a 7 out of 10. It is really bright, really legible, and it does seem to be lasting much longer than I did expect it to. I think that Berny themselves have really done well here, picking this dial out. I think that, yeah, definitely I've got to give them a 7 on this one. Well done to Berny. It's nice to see. So now we move away from the head of the watch and we move on to the Milanese band that is fitted to this piece. It is a very simple Milanese band. It does have quick release bars, which is nice to see. Makes it much easier to change this band in and out. As you can see, a Berny logo on the adjustable lock here. Would you call that a buckle? I don't think you can you? The fold over clasp, as you can see, simple push in and clip in here. This is adjustable to pretty much all wrist sizes, which is nice to see. Means you don't have to switch out any links. It is quite easy to adjust also, and it's quite suited to the watch. It's quite a nice fit also, but I don't think that they really needed to upgrade that leather band that they already had. I thought it was fantastic, and I imagine it was probably a bit cheaper than this too. So yeah, I like the Milanese strap. I don't think that it was needed, but it's a nice addition, I think. Let me pop this onto wrist. So on my 6 1/4 inch wrist, this fits quite well. It is quite comfortable also. As you can see, the curvature to the lugs themselves really does aid to the fit on wrist. And this band is rather malleable to wrist, so that's nice to see. I do think that would be a slight bit comfier for someone with a bigger wrist than myself. However, it's a nice wear, and I could probably wear this on a daily basis. It's a really nice watch. For £72, it's not a bad deal. Now, I will be segueing into my moan section here as I take this watch off. It's not a bad deal at all. One thing I will say is I expected it to be a bit cheaper, considering the type of bargains that we got from Berny middle of last year, I guess. I do think the management and a little bit of the team have changed hands there, because they pretty much just stopped answering the messages and then just popped back up this sale season. So it's nice to see them back. I do think that it's a really good watch for the price that they're offering at. It's an automatic movement. It's well designed. Well, I say designed, it's well pulled off, and they have fitted it quite well with the components. I do wish that the second hand was larger. I think it needs to be longer than it is there. The lume dial is fantastic. Still not a fan of a Miyota movement. Well, a Miyota 8215, yes, if you put in the hacking, it is slightly better. However, it doesn't completely fix the issue of that movement. I do still think that's quite outdated. It's quite an outdated one to use, and that date window is not the fit that you want on this watch. Aside from that date window, the movement and the second hand, I think that is a really good proposition for the sale. I think that these could be popular. I think the thing that will let them down, And it's not really even letting them down. I think it's a good price. I mean, if Pagani had put this out, I think that they'd sell in droves. I think the thing that Berny may experience is that people may be expecting an extreme bargain from them, considering what they used to get. And I feel like that may be a sticking point for some people. However, who knows? Let me know if you're interested in this one for the sale. I imagine the price will drop to around the £60 mark, £65. And I think that, again, it is a good deal. There are some improvements that could be made, but it's not a bad watch for the price. So guys, there we have it, the Berny Mondaine homage. I think that it's an absolutely fantastic watch for the price. I think that for the market at the moment and what we see on the market at the moment, I think it's a very good price. However, it's not the ultimate type of bargain that we did see from Berny last year. Now, if you wanted to pick one of these up, the link is in the description. That will take you to the Berny watch store on Aliexpress. That's where I have picked this watch up from. That's who sent me this watch. Make sure that you get the sale price on this one and make sure you apply as many coupons as you possibly can. It's all about saving money this sale, and I hope that you can do that. As well as that, if you click through that link and then go to any other store, put anything in your basket, I also get a little bit of a kickback, and I am very grateful for that if you do so. But obviously the best way to support the channel is to subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you're picking up in this AliExpress sale. I'll be back along with plenty of other videos and plenty of other watches that I think that you should be paying attention to in this sale. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I will see you in the next one.